guys and just one girl today. It's finally time to make a little video on how the T5 performs on a little drive out. It's had a full rebuild, literally suspension, steering, new engine. It's a bit like Trigger's broom. There's a lot of new parts. How does it drive? What do I think of a T5? I've come from a VW Caddy to a bigger van. My thoughts, my take on a van. Is it worth the money? Let's find out. Let's get into it. Oh yeah. Without further ado, let's get into it. If you haven't seen the build series, if this is the first time watching the channel, big welcome. There's loads of videos. This was just a basic work van, and we've taken it from something that looks like this to something a little bit more pleasing to the eye. Made it into a bit more of a nicer T5. We're going to take it for a drive and see how it performs. I've been a little bit ill. I've probably still got a bit of a blocked nose. If you're a regular subscriber, you'll tell that I sound a bit different. I've been laid up for like 10 days. Not felt too great. No video last Friday. I do apologise, but we're going to have a video this week. Anyway, I need to get some fuel. There's probably enough for now. Let's turn you off. We don't want no music. No warning lights. When I bought the van, it had brake pad warning light. It showed one of the doors were open, the tailgate was open, multiple different lights, engine light including. We got nothing. Starts on the button. And again, if this is your first video, first time watching the channel, I did upgrade the engine. It's a PD105. Oh, I was just looking for somewhere for the mic. On the seatbelt, have some of that. So it's a PD105, 104 if we're going to be precise. And the head gasket had gone. We've got 283,000 miles on the clock, and it had done really well. Literally, the only thing wrong with it, apart from a few other little bits, was the head gasket had gone. Thank you. And the head gasket had gone, and the reason for the head gasket going, they're a metal multi-layer head gasket. The coolant hadn't been changed for a long time. Maybe they'd just been topping it up with water, and that rusted out the head gasket. That is my theory anyway. Took the head off. I already had another engine for it. Took the head off, and all in the cylinders still looked really good. So basically I could have just replaced the head gasket and carried on going. But we replaced the engine, PD130 engine, slightly bigger turbo. I did fit the PD105 injectors to match the ECU. You can obviously leave the PD130 injectors in, but you need to get it remapped straight away because it runs rough on idle, smokes a little bit. But we've got the 105 injectors in, so the ECU doesn't actually know any different. It's nice and quiet. When you're building a PD engine, there's little tappets on the top that control the injectors. They sometimes go out of whack, and that sometimes makes a PD engine slightly noisy. They've all been fine-tuned, and I mean dialed in. I think you lock them up and then it's back off 180 degrees. Can't remember. I'll Google it every time. There's a guy on YouTube on here that has got a good little video on it. Anyway, about upgrading from a Caddy, Volkswagen Caddy. I've got one of them. We've done the same sort of build series. Smaller van into a bigger van. First thoughts, it's good. I do like the T5. I like the body styling. The driving, there's something I want to talk about quickly. I saw a post on the Facebook forums, and someone said they want to upgrade their Volkswagen Caddy to a T5. This is normally where I could step in and reply with some comments, but I try not to sometimes. You try and help someone on a forum, yeah, do this, do that, 10 other people come in and shoot you down, and I think they only watched a video on it. If I comment on something, it's because I really know it and I'm trying to help you out. But it doesn't always work out like that on the internet, so I didn't comment. But some other guy commented and said, why would you want to upgrade to a T5? They're noisy, they're bad on fuel, overpriced, noisy in the cabin area, they're a bit rough, the driving, and they go rusty. It's a bit of an over harsh comment if you ask me, because yes, if you're going to buy a panel van, they are noisy. It's a panel van, it's just like one big speaker box. They are a bit noisy, but once you've carpet lined them, put all the sound deadening in and other bits like that, they're a lot more quieter. My Caddy was the exact same. With regards to driving, I understand exactly what he means when he says they're a bit rough. I've driven 3 or 4 different T5s in my time and they're all the same. And what that means, basically, I can feel the road surface. It's a little bit rough on the steering, but I'm going to elaborate on that at the end. They're a little bit rough on the steering. You can feel the road. When it comes to braking, I can feel the road surface on my foot, on the brake pedal. And that's one reason when I replaced all the wishbone bushes, I didn't go for poly bush on the front. Poly bush on the rear, yes, because you can't feel what's going on in the back. I went for standard bushes on the front because I didn't want to make it rough to drive. I want that silky smooth drive. I do have an idea on why they're a bit rougher. If you've come from a car or a VW Caddy, you have tyres that aren't van tyres. In a car or in a Volkswagen Caddy, you can have normal tyres, soft ply, and that absorbs a lot of the road noise. And on a van, you have C-rated tyres, and they're very hard. They've got extra metal in them, and they're meant to be hard for the extra load of a van, of course. But I'm wondering if that sends a lot of resonance through the pedal, through the steering, and just in general makes it a bit rougher. Because my Caddy was noisy, but the steering and suspension on my Caddy is really smooth. Similar to driving a car, just with extra noise. I have got a new set of wheels for this. It's not having van tyres, which are 185 60 15C. It's got 245 45 19 XL, and the XL is for extra load. But they're more of a car tyre, more of an SUV tyre. Maybe that might be an American term, but you know what I mean. Bigger motor, people are carrier sort of sized. They're a softer tyre. When they go on, I might be able to tell you that it's a lot smoother in here. Steering, feeling on the brake pedal, but we'll know when I stick the wheels on. And with regards to rust, back to this guy's comment on the Facebook post, they do rust a little bit, but no more than a Caddy. I've seen on the zero budget restoration, there's a whole build series. There's half a build series. There's 3 episodes of a build series on that, and his Caddy had rusted out, the whole seal. On this T5, this is one of the earliest models. Who's that? That's put me off. Anyway, this is a 2005. It's one of the earliest ones, and basically I can see a couple of fluffy bits round by the shock towers on the front, but the whole seal's completely mint. The wheel arches ain't rusting out like a Transit or anything like that. So that comment, they're rusty, is a bit harsh, definitely. They are noisy, we've spoke on that. It's a van, it's a panel van. I have got some ply lining in. I have put some sound deadening in. Well, insulation. I need to sound deaden. That's a later video. And that will quieten it down. I know it will. I might even box in the wheel arches, because if you think a round wheel arch, you can't do a lot with a round wheel arch apart from carpet line it. But if you want to put some cabinets or units, or even a side to put your phone if you plan to sleep on it, a square box you can work with. A speaker box, I don't know, but a square box is a lot more user friendly to make something than a round one. So I'll probably box in the rear wheel arches. Well, that's my thoughts anyway. Other than that, this is a long wheelbase. If you're thinking about buying a T5, they do a long wheelbase and a short wheelbase, and the long wheelbase is about a foot longer, 18 inches, about a foot. I've come from a long wheelbase Transit, so I've got one of them too. So even though this is a long wheelbase, it's still not massive. When it comes to parking spots or somewhere to park, multi-storey car parks, anywhere that a car can park, you can park these. The height is good. It might be getting a little bit noisier now. We're on a rough road and I'm up to 40. So if it is a bit noisy, I do apologise. We're the noisy transporter, as the guy says. But yeah, I went in a multi-storey car park just over Christmas, and it was a 2.1 metre. I was a bit scared, and I did poke my head out the window, but it fit in absolutely fine. Where it's a long wheelbase, you do need to get tight forwards, or if you're going in backwards, you need to reverse and use the whole spot. If you don't, the long wheelbase, they do hang out a little bit, but if you can get all the way in tight, they fit in a normal car size parking spot. Oh, someone's ringing me. Someone's ringing me. We're gonna have to ignore that. Just skip for a minute. GoPro stop recording. Phone stop ringing. Happy days. And back to the parking spots. If you get a short wheelbase one, they fit in lovely. I've seen a few T5s, short wheelbase, straight in a parking spot, fill the parking spot. Long wheelbases, you just have to be a bit more conservative. You have to pull in the spot, which is good. I took the missus and the kids away in the T5, no, in the Transit, and we had to park 2 miles away from where we wanted to go because the van was too big, too tall, too long. T5s are the perfect happy medium to be able to go somewhere and park in a town rather than park at a campsite and walk into town. They're the perfect happy medium, so I'm happy. With regards to driving and power, this is the 1.9 PD 105. It's got the standard map on it. It's not that fast, but it's not excessively slow. I haven't done 80 in it. That's speeding, obviously, but I've done 70. I normally sit at about 60, but I have done 70, no problem. If you were loaded up and going uphill, excuse me, you might have to drop a couple of sprockets, but it's fast enough. I didn't buy a T5 to have the fastest bus on the road. I bought a T5 for everything about it. It's more than fast enough for what I need. Missus in the passenger seat, kids in the back, it's perfect. Drives good. I did put all new track rod ends and stuff on, new wishbones or new wishbone bushes. I refurbed the old ones, painted them all black so it looks pretty under there. New discs and pads, but it drives really good considering I've had so much apart. And when I brought it, 283,000 miles, mentioned that already. Everything was a little bit tired. You drive down the road and everything was a little bit tired. Still drove well, but it needed a refresh. If I jumped in this van now and that said 50,000 miles on the clock, you would definitely believe it, because it drives really good. There's not a single bit of play in the steering, apart from the roughness of the van. That's the elaboration I need to get back to. It's really good. Gear selector's good. The gear stick gaiter was worn out, and the knob. So we've put a new one of them on, and it feels and looks brand new. And we had the gearbox off because we had the engine out. And there's little grease points on top of the gearbox where there's moving parts. I greased them all up. So the gear selection is like silky smooth. It really does drive well. Yeah, I'm happy. The steering wheel's a bit ugly. I did put the Golf Mark V steering wheel in. It's a bit more aesthetically pleasing to the eye. Makes it a nice area. If you haven't seen any previous videos, we've got the Touran seats, front and rear fitted. I like a single seat. In a van that you might use as a camper, you might use as a day van, I like the thought of parking up somewhere, handbrake, engine off, and getting straight in the back, walking through the middle. If you've got the original double seat there, you have to pull over, obviously, get out, walk round the sliding door and climb in the sliding door to get in the back. If you're having a camper or a day van, surely you want to be able to walk straight in the back. And two single seats just looks better, in my opinion. And the seats are, they are nice. They're a nice black, dark grey cloth. A nice seating position, really nice. I do need armrests. My arm's hanging off. I guess if you've got the double seat, you might rest it on there. But I do need to add some armrests. You can buy aftermarket ones and fit them to a seat. Something I've never done before, because I think you have to peel the material up, drill a hole or weld something. Something I've never done, but I do want. I'm going to put a swivel base on that passenger seat as well. Pull over, I've got two kids, Missy's in the passenger seat, she can swing round, face the kids, which would be pretty cool. I need to stop and get some fuel, and then we'll talk about fuel mileage. That's another thing. That Facebook post where the guy was a bit harsh, they're rusty, they're noisy, overpriced. Well, apart from it being slightly noisy inside, I disagree to all of his comments. But I didn't say that because he would have shot me down. What do you know? Well, I play with motors every day for the past 15, 20 years. I know a little bit. So I just don't get involved. But anyway, we're going to pull over at a fuel station, put some diesel in, and I'll tell you about the fuel. I'll tell you about the fuel economy. It's just up the road. It's just starting to rain a little bit. But let's get some fuel in it. One thing straight off the bat, which is slightly annoying with the transporters, you have to open the passenger door to open the fuel flap. I don't see why you didn't just put a little, because there's a little hook, but it doesn't catch on the door, so you can close the flap without opening the door. Imagine having to open the door twice to open and close the flap. Passenger would be sat there freezing. A little bit annoying, but not too bad. But straight on with fuel economy. I drive a VW Caddy. It's got the 2 litre PD engine, and I won't talk in miles per gallon. I'll tell you how many miles you get for how much fuel. 40 quid of diesel in my Volkswagen Caddy will see me 280 miles, maybe 260 if you hoon it now and again. 280 miles, happy with that. In the T5, much bigger van, yes it's a 1.9, but it's a very, very similar engine. I can pull in 250 miles. Yes, I drive it like Miss Daisy, but again, I didn't build the van to be the fastest bus. It's a cruiser. So it's only slightly less mileage than a little car-sized van. Really good. 280 miles out of 40 quid in the Caddy, 250 miles out of the T5. I am straight on a dual carriageway. Oh, the footage ain't very good with the camera there. Footage is a bit shaky. Disappointed about that. I'll show you a quick shot. Thought we had a transporter race then. It's a bit shaky. Hopefully the main camera ain't shaky, or this whole video won't be going up. But that's a bit shaky. So we won't use that footage. We'll have to do something else about that. But speeding up, 50 mile an hour, foot's down, not all the way down, 2,500 into fifth. I normally sit at about 60. I don't need to go flat out. It's not made for flat out, I don't believe. 60. I don't know how noisy it is on the camera. I'll know when I'm editing, but it's not excessively noisy in here. It's quite quiet today actually. And I haven't even gone to town on insulating the back end. I haven't put any Dodo sound mat in. I did put some insulation in behind the boards. The boards are only held in with like 2 screws. Half of the roof still isn't covered, so I can only imagine with the Dodo sound mat in, insulation, complete boards with carpet lining, same in the doors, it would be a lot quieter. Yeah, a lot nicer, because it ain't that bad at all. It's a nice cruiser. You sit at 60 mile an hour, you could do some miles, that's for sure. Yeah, it's nice and smooth. And there we are on the brakes. I can just feel the road surface on my brake pedal. It's not pulsing, because if your brake pedal pulses when you push it, it's a problem with your front discs. You can just feel the road surface through the pedals. But it's still not too bad. Maybe those tyres and wheel package will smooth that out. I reckon it will. I reckon it will. We lowered the van. We've got original shock absorbers, but we got lowering springs. I think 50 mil, 60 mil, I can't remember now. Just some cheap ones from Euro car parts. But the van sits at a good height. I don't like them too low. We got an oil sensor that pops up now and again. Obviously it's got oil in it. But the oil sensor's done 280,000 miles. Sometimes beeps on, sometimes don't. We've done nearly 1,000 miles in the van since building it. And I did have the engine wide open, head off, sump off, sort of open heart surgery. Wanted to make sure it was tip top before I spent all that effort into the van to make sure the inside of the engine was good. So we're due an oil change, and when I do the oil change I can fit the level sensor, because it's right in the bottom of the sump. A little bit annoying, And as soon as you undo it, the oil comes out. I have just pulled over and readjusted the other camera. I've got it on a prop, held up with some masking tape. I don't know if the footage is any less shaky, but it seems with a phone, you guys are on a GoPro right now, on a phone the resonance of the engine vibrates through the phone and shakes the footage. Hopefully what I've set up, which looks rather shaky, is better than the last footage, because you want to see where I'm going a little bit. I am just coming up to Margate. It's about a 60-mile round trip that I'm doing today. I go from where I live. Oh, this is right in the way. I did try propping it up there first, get that out of the way. I go from my hometown in Deal out to Manston. We're in Margate seafront right about now. And as we're stopped, the footage should be pretty mint. No worries, bro. As we're stopped, it should be good. Margate seafront. It's not very glamorous. It used to be. All these arcades used to be lit up with lights, and it used to be busy. It's not anymore, unfortunately. We're going to go left here towards Cliftonville, up the hill, and it's just quite a nice drive. I used to live over this way, so it's a bit of a... I was about 10 when I lived over here, so it's nice to see it 30 years later. Still the same, just not as glamorous as it used to be. Turner Contemporary, what is it called again? Gallery, art gallery. I've never been in there. It's just a nice drive. I like it this way. And the T5 does it brilliantly. I would like to take this on a really long drive, because we've spoke about noise, fuel consumption, yada yada. Fits in parking spots. It's a bit rougher than a car, but the elaboration I still never got back to. It's not unpleasant at all. You could really do some miles in this, and I would like to take it on a further distance, you know, maybe a week away. There's a drive in the UK called the NC 500, and it's around Scotland, I believe. Meant to be all coastal routes, all meant to be nice routes. And I would definitely go in this. I have got a two-seater seat in the back for the two kids, but because it's a long wheelbase, I could still get, I don't know, I do a bit of carp fishing. I've got the comfiest of carp fishing beds. I could still get that up in the back. If you didn't have younger kids that you didn't need any seats for, you could have a double bed and some. A few people have asked if I'm converting it into a full camper. I'm not. Reason being, yes, you can get a T5, put a sink in it. Another customer of mine, he's even sectioned a really small bit, and he's got a portaloo, but a proper flushing one in his T5. And yes, if you're going guerrilla camping, which I believe means in the wilderness with nothing, you'd need it. Let's be honest, a man can go to the toilet almost anywhere. It's a bit different for a female. And if I went for a week away in this van, carpet lined but not camper converted, I would plan my stops around somewhere with amenities, to have a wash, to have a toilet. That's all you need. You could have if you went for a week, you could even go somewhere that's got a shower. Even go pay swimming and go and get in the shower and have a swim. I don't know. But if you're only going for a few days, a couple of days, you can get away with a wet wipe wash, we call it. There's plenty of room, and the driving of it is really nice. It's a really nice position. Oh, hit a curb there. Yeah, I'm used to the long wheelbase. Goes round a corner and clips a curb. They drive really well. I love the position. Gear selector's in a real nice place, and it is silky smooth. You could do some miles, basically. Long story short, you could do some miles. It is nice. I had a Lemsip. I mentioned I had a cold. I've had no videos out for 2 weeks, so I am sorry, guys. I've had a cold. I sit indoors, which I hate, and you feel a bit better. Go down to the workshop in the cold, do a couple of hours, and you feel ropey again. Yeah, I've had the man flu. I had a Lemsip before I left, but I still feel a bit ropey, you know. I can feel it in the back of my nose, in my throat. Got a few jobs that I want to do on the T5 soon. I've got some 19-inch wheels. All the plastics in the vans are light grey, in the early ones anyway. We want them darker, so I need to paint all the plastics. I did do a couple of bits. I've done the A posts already and the Mrs. door card. I've done it in the caddy, and it's been in there over a year. None of it's scratched off, none of it's flaked off. It's really, it looks factory, real factory. And then I need to carpet line all in the back. GoPro beeped at me and turned off there, don't know why. We've got plenty of memory. Oh, he had some nice wheels on his Renault Vivaro, sorry. We've come out at school time. It is 3:15 and it is chaos, absolute chaos. And I'm a driver, I do some miles. And some people just can't drive. Come on, mate. No, you stay there. You stay there. Some people just can't drive. School's behind us. Road's empty. Happy days. But there's a lot of things I want to do on the T5. It's going to be in January. We're in January. What am I on about? 2024. Happy New Year to anyone. I started the year with a cold. Not good, but I am getting better. I just can't do a full day out in the cold without feeling ropey again. Hence the video from the van today. It's getting a little bit dark, but when I'm back on my feet, another few days, we're going to plough through some other videos. Andy's caddy, zero budget restorations. I know a lot of you guys enjoy that. We enjoy doing that. We're doing up a caddy with zero budget, and I mean zero. We go to a Volkswagen caddy meet once a month, and all the nice guys from there, they've donated bits to his build. Nice bunch of guys. A few of you guys at home have sent in bits, so we're going to do some videos on that too. And I have got some stuff on my caddy that I want to do, but it's not at the top of the list, unfortunately. I want to make it nice and cozy in here. We've got some boarding up, which is quietened it down. But I like a dark cloth. I like a dark cloth interior. I like dark plastics. So that is at the top of the list. I am halfway through my drive. As I say, it's a 60-mile round trip. We've gone past Cliftonville. We are now coming up to Broadstairs. Any of you guys know the area? It's getting a bit dark, so footage might get a little bit pony. Oh, she's smoking. There is a Vauxhall. It ain't a Zafira. Oh, unless it's a new Zafira. It is smoky. I can smell oil. And you know what I think's gone on? DPF's clogged up. They've kept driving it. That's when? That's worn. There's a geezer with no helmet on a moped. What is going on? You can tell we're in Thanet. Smoky Joe motor, turbo's worn out, that's what I was meant to say. And then we've got someone with no helmet on a moped. But yeah, if you know the area and know where I am, drop a comment down below. We are near Joss Bay, then coming up to Broadstairs, then we'll go round Dumpton Park into Ramsgate seafront. Woo. Then past Richborough, back to Dill, and we'll wrap this video up. As I say, a few of you guys did ask about how the van drives, possibly a little video, so here it is. I'm in the warm, feeling better from a cold, so it's a perfect time to make a little video. I do apologise, the content ain't as creative and action-packed as they normally are, but it's a video that I did want to do anyway. It's a video that a few of you guys have asked for, and it is the perfect setting when you're a bit poorly. Could even feel my eyes. My eyes are a bit tender. I got proper man flu. Oh. Oh, can't wait to get home. Put my feet up. And that is not like me. I normally work from the minute I get up to the minute I go to bed. But this has wiped me out. And unfortunately, we're just coming up to another school. And you have to give way. And in some give way points, if you're a good driver, I know you would have seen this. Some people need to hang back to let other people through so they've got room to come through. Do you know what I mean? They can't work out why no one's going anywhere. And it happens a lot on the school runs. But we got through that one. I do believe we've got a couple more schools to go though. Hopefully they're not too bad. We're near Broadstairs, we're near Dumpton Park. Ramsgate-ish. We're in between. It's getting dark. It's 3:30. God, I cannot wait for the clocks to go forward. We're still a couple of months out yet. It's quite mentally draining when the clocks go back and it's dark early. Just put interior light on. Does that help you guys? Hiya. Yeah, I need some sunlight in my life. Need some vitamin D. Vitamin DTE. It's raining again. Oh, I've got the blowers on. Can you hear that? blower motor makes a slightly funny noise, but it works. For the rest of, no, for the first part of this video up to now, I've been driving around with the blowers off to keep noise down for the video viewing pleasure for you guys. You don't want to hear in the background. I don't know if you can hear that. I will when I edit it. But I have been driving with the blowers off for you guys. And I started to feel ropey again. Oh, what am I ain't going? I ain't, whoa, giving up. I'll give them way to one of you. I ain't giving way to all of you. But yeah, cold starts to feel a bit worse when I'm cold. So we've got the blowers on. Anyway, chit chat, random. Let's just get to Ramsgate. Yeah. Oh, one thing to mention before it gets too dark and we can't see. If you have been a subscriber for a while, you'll know that I've closed my garage and I'm focusing on doing videos. I enjoy, come on mate, I'll give way to you. Come on, come on, come on. I've just been focusing on making videos. But money's been going down fast. So my buddy in the body shop, I use his workshop, I use his paint booth. You know the place if you've seen the videos. He's a very busy body shop. Thanks mate. And in the past month or two, he's lost all of his staff. He had 3 people to work for him. Well, they've all spread their wings and flown the nest. Now he's got 15, 20 motors there that need body work and fixing and no staff. I need some money. I still need to pay my workshop rent and stuff. My YouTube videos, they do pay into my bank, which covers some wages, that's fine, or some outgoings, all good. But I still need some money coming into my hand to pay for stuff, for living. Anyway, I'm gonna do a couple of hours a week for him. I say a couple. I said to him, I don't want a full-time job. I used to work for him before, about 15 years ago. Friends, we was very good. Another T5. And working together don't work. We fell out 15 years ago. I got my own workshop, best thing I ever done. Closed the workshop, had enough customers in the everyday grind, but still love what I do. So I said to him, I can give you a few hours a day, couple of hours a day, and total that up to 10 hours a week. Excuse me. Full-blown COVID cough as well. So I will be starting to help him out for 10 hours a week. Oh. I haven't got any juice. Uh-oh. To help him out and get me some money. And don't worry, Mr. Taxman, it'll all be going through my books. I'm not looking for cash in hand work. He's going to give me some money. I'm going to help him out. It's going to work out, but only a couple of hours. I could do it in the morning. I could do it in the evening because I like working nights. What evenings? It's a lot nicer. Very quiet. No one else around. Quick, go, 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 go. And all I'll be doing at his workshop is body work. So I will be pulling dents out, sorting out rust, welding up holes. I told him not a lot of welding because I don't like welding. Just in general bodywork stuff. No painting, but I will be doing filler work, priming and prepping. So I am going to start a weekly vlog on bodywork. So whatever I get up to in that 10 hours throughout the week, I will then stick into a little montage, a video, and upload it for you guys. But I will start that video from the start of the week. So the first few minutes will be on a Monday, and there on after. You get what I'm saying? So it can't be a Friday video, because obviously the last footage I'll take on a Friday or a Saturday. Then I've still got to edit it and upload it. So that'll probably be a weekly Wednesday video, and the normal project build series, the T5, Andy's van, Caddy, that'd be a normal Friday video. It helps my pal out, gets me a little bit of money, which I need, and I get to create videos out of it. So is it a win-win-win situation? It's free content. I haven't got to buy a project. I haven't got to go far to work. He's literally in a workshop a few doors down. No commuting, nothing. Just literally free content. I'm getting paid for it. I'm helping him out, and hopefully you guys want to see some bodywork videos, because I enjoy bodywork. Maybe you learn something from it. Maybe it'll just be for entertainment purposes. Anyway, we're in Dumpton Park. We're nearly at Ramsgate. Not that you guys can see much of Ramsgate. Hopefully the second footage I've got is watchable. If I'm to create similar videos like this, i.e. you guys looking at me, I want you to see where I'm going to. The phone isn't no good for that. The GoPro has got a built-in anti-shake feature. So I'm gonna have to get another GoPro basically, so I can see the sea. Most of my life have lived near the sea. So going to the beach and stuff isn't high on my what we're gonna do today list. But I know a lot of you guys that don't live near the sea, you'd be down the beach on a winter's day, loving it. Oh, the beach. It's different for me. I've lived near it for 30 years. There's the dirty looking sea. And it ain't nice today. I really hope the footage is better on this second camera than it was earlier anyway. I have got another GoPro, but it's quite old. I will have to dig it out, but I think it was only 720p. We need at least 1080s. But I'll have a butcher's. Otherwise I'll have to get another one. You see them cheap enough on Facebook Marketplace. GoPro 8, 9 or 10. Anything around that'd do. And we're just going down the hill into Ramsgate. Again, if any of you know where I am, drop a comment down below. I've always lived in this area. I used to play around these rocks actually. Back before phones and the internet was a thing, you used to go out and play. There's Ramsgate Harbour. And Christmas time, they all put lights on their boats. It's actually a really nice look. But it's not, it's just cold, wet and windy today. Well, that's a tour of Ramsgate. T5 doing absolutely spiffingly. A modern van, a lot of people say it's like driving a car. I wouldn't go that far with a T5, but it's not like driving an old LDV with the Smiley diesel engine. It definitely feels like a van. It's not a car driving experience, but it is nice. It is. It is almost dark, almost back in Dill, 60-mile round trip, just going past Richborough power station, or it used to be, out of my driver's side window. It's gone now. And I've even taken the wind turbine down. Not that you probably care, but just a little drive out to tell you what I think about the van, what I think about T5s in general. They're really nice. I've just done a 60-mile round trip and it has been pleasant. Really nice drive. You could do some serious miles. A little bit more comfort in the back for a bit less noise. Position's good, the fuel's good, the power's good enough. I could do some serious miles in this. I'd like to go, as I mentioned, the NC 500 around Scotland or overseas. Somewhere a bit further afield, somewhere a bit warmer, where it ain't raining every 5 minutes. Not the usual content. So if you're watching this video and the channel for the first time and think, Corey talks a lot with not a lot going on, I do apologise. It's normally a bit more going on. I'm normally fixing, making, breaking stuff. But I've got the lurgy, straight man flu. And I did need to do this video, I wanted to. As I say, a few of you guys have asked about the van, how does it drive? Well, this is the video. Hopefully it's answered any questions. If you've got anything to say about your T5, whether the different tyres will make a difference, different suspension makes a difference, let me know in the comments. But I do enjoy a T5, they're great. It's got the VW feel to it, the same as the Caddy, same as my Mark V Golf. I absolutely love them, the build quality is really good. Yeah, impressed. I've seen them for ages and wanted one, and it hasn't let me down. Yeah, really impressed. Not impressed with the weather or the fact I've got the cold and I'm feeling worse than when I left and started this video, but tomorrow's another day. Maybe the sun will be shining, hopefully we'll be feeling better. That is gonna about do it for this video. All the usual YouTube stuff. Any comments, drop them down below. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.